What's up, everybody? It's been a few weeks since the last vlog. I've been in a state of mental, I don't even know what to call it. Just, a lot of things going on in my life on top of the training and just living as a fighter, or trying to live as a fighter. Now I'm back in Korea. I'm back at my home. If you can, see the background, you'll see Bruce, right? So if you see Bruce, then you know I'm home. So let's rewind and go back to the last 3 weeks in Thailand. What I decided to do is, after the last vlog, I decided to stop seeing the physio and stop the ice baths and the saunas, and just train without any of the medical attention or recovery. And it was a big mistake because my shoulder, my back, my neck, it was all tweaked out for the last 3 weeks. So I did miss a few days out of the week, but I made it to, grappling. I made it to some sparring sessions, but the shoulder was really bothering me. And even like when I would ride my motorbike and go over a speed bump, like I could feel the shock wave going through my shoulder and my back. The reason why I did that is to see if like the physio, the massages, the shockwave therapy, does it really work? And I'm telling you with my own mouth that it works. So I have to continue with that. I have to go see a physio. I have to go, see a doctor during my training, during any kind of training. You know what I mean? One thing I've learned is that I will never probably do this again, this type of training, because it's just too strenuous on the body. I don't know how fighters do it. I do not know how fighters do it, because I know fighters are injured. They have niggles, and when we think of niggles, we just think of like, oh, maybe a sprained finger, or your toe or something like that. But I don't know. I think fighters and regular people like me, the definition of a niggle or a minor injury is completely different. Like, my shoulder is really debilitating, but for a fighter, I think they would fight through it. I think they would train through it and just say it's a niggle. It's nothing that they, it's nothing that they feel would impede them from getting their workouts in. For me, I think I'm just a pussy or something, but man, if my shoulder is hurting, or I can't move properly, then I'm not going to train, because I don't want to hurt it or injure it further. So I kind of like moved away from like MMA sparring, but I did get a last session in the last couple of weeks, and it was brutal. And the funny thing is, like, I started this months and months ago, sparring Jada and Top Noi, and luckily I ended this journey in Phuket, the first trip with Jada and Top Noi. One thing that I noticed about the months as they went, they started to go a little bit harder on me, and I felt that because the pressure, the speed, you know what I mean, like just everything. It's just so hard compared to, I think, fighting somebody, or not fighting, so sparring somebody that's like my size, because they're pretty much Top Noi's a flyweight, and Jada's a strawweight. So it's you're battling somebody, right? So anyways, I owe so much to Jada and Top Noi. They've been great to me. Both pro fighters. They have bright futures. Man, when I sparred Top Noi, he just beat my ass, basically. Like, he's the type of guy that will give you a reality check. Like, it's just, if you're watching the video right now of him just like suffocating me, and my cardio is just trash. And that's one thing I know, one thing I need to work on while I am in Korea before I head back, is to work on my cardio, run more. So during the last couple of weeks, a few fighters were in fight camp. You had Loma, Lukbumi. She was in fight camp. The tripped out thing about her, right, is that when I saw her, like, maybe in the early stages of camp, she was like smashing everything, right? And then maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks later, like, her body completely transformed, which shows me that, man, she's gonna be super super strong in that cage when she actually performs. And I can't wait to see her. I mean, she's been working really hard. She's actually been training with a lot with like Jada and Top Noi, as well as Wei Li. And Wei Li's actually in camp right now at Bang Tao, doing her thing with her coaches and working with Frank on her wrestling, and George and just her coaches and her training partners. She brought along a couple fighters from China, some prospects. So she's doing a good job, man. It's been a pleasure to just observe her from afar and not like get into her space, give her the space and let her do her thing. I didn't even speak to her once. I did speak to her once, I think at the night market, but other than that, I mean, it's there's a language barrier, so it's kind of hard to communicate. So the week before I was coming back to Korea, I went to Bangkok. I wanted to spend a couple days in Bangkok, see what I can get into. The plan was always to go up there and watch BKFC Thailand live, ringside, and that's what we did. Some of the boys, they got some tickets, and it was me, Alex, Frank, Woody, Brad, and a couple of the boys. The couple of the guys, Robbie and Dave, and Jeff, of course, Jeff, the filmmaker. Shout out to Jeff. We go to BKFC, and I'm like thirsty, so I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna go get some water, and they were like, yo, you're gonna miss this girl, Ty Emery. I think she's Australian or something. She's supposed to be pretty good, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go get some water. So I'll go outside, I wait in line, and during the time I'm waiting in line, they're walking out and they're getting into it, right? The girls are fighting, but I didn't know nothing. I didn't even have a clue of what was going on because I was outside trying to get some water. I was in line, and by the time I come back, everything had already happened. She had knocked out her opponent. She had got on the ropes, flashed her titties, and I missed all of that shit. It was probably the best moment of the night, and I didn't get to see it with my own eyes, which sucks. The rest of the night, it was brutal, man. There was just bare knuckle boxing. What do you expect? There's gonna be, man, the sound of the fist hitting the face. You could hear that. It's just like it's a sound that hard to describe. In a way it's kind of disgusting, but man, it gets people excited. They love it, and I got to see Bull Cow fight. That is a historic moment. Bull Cow, first ever bare knuckle fight. I was there, and that's what this job is about, man. It's about being at places during historical moments, man. Like when Wei Li won the belt, the UFC belt in Shenzhen, I was there ringside as well to watch her win that belt in like I think it was like a minute or something. It was probably less than that, and it was pretty nuts, So it's always good to be at some certain places and experience that. It's always going to be a memory. It's always going to be embedded into my head. Bull Cow. I don't know if I'm going to go to more BKFC events. If timing is good or whatever, I'll go. But yeah, man, it's fighting. Let's just say that. So if you guys want to see some footage from that night, go over to Brad Riddell's YouTube page, subscribe, like, because he's got great breakdowns, great techniques, and just good vlogs, he just has it. So go over there. You can watch our night in Bangkok. He has the vlog. Check it out. I put it in the description. Click on that and watch it, and I'm in there, so that's why. Go see that. The next day, I called up Shannon Weirchai. He is one championship, I believe, featherweight. He used to be a lightweight, but I believe he's a featherweight now, and he lives in Bangkok. He trains in Bangkok. So I hit him up and asked him if we could go train with Master Tong. And if you don't know who Master Tong is, then you don't know the sport. You a casual for real. Like Master Tong is the guy. He's probably the most decorated, the most experienced at the highest level coach in Asia. I'm serious about this. Like he was there during the heyday, during the come up of Team Alpha Male. He was the one that taught striking to all the wrestlers. Cause like you got Uriah, you got TJ, you got Cody, you got a bunch of guys, right? Chad Mendez, like he was there. WEC days, he was there. Master Tong was like, cause during those times, like there wasn't many like Asian coaches. So when you saw him in the corner, you're like, who the hell is that? Then you start to figure out like Master Tong. He has a long history, man. Like he's coached, like I believe he's coached Buakaw as well, and some big names. And so I wanted to meet him. I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to go to his gym and see how he's doing and also learn from him. So that's what I did. And yeah, man, he's a fun guy to be around. Like he's a very good teacher, and he makes it fun. You know what I mean? Like some guys you might learn from them, it's not fun because they're just like a brick wall, right? They're just monotone or whatever. But he's joking around. He wants to grapple sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I was grappling with him for certain periods, and yeah, man, it was good to see and experience. You know what I mean? The level of coaching that you can get in Bangkok. You know what I mean? Like if you're in Bangkok, why would you not go see Master Tong? Like he has coached some of the best in those divisions, like bantamweight, flyweight, Joseph Benavidez. Like come on, the names are endless. So go see him, man. Go reach out to him. He's very welcoming to everybody, and I plan on going back and learning from him. And anytime I'm in Bangkok, I'm gonna go check it out and train with him and hit mitts with him. His style is a little bit different from like normal Thais. The proof is in the pudding. Look at his resume. Now I'm back in Korea. So what are my goals? When I first got to Phuket, I was thinking 6 months. I had this plan, but that plan will get tossed on its head immediately. So you have to adjust. And I think fighters are very good at that. They're very good at adapting, adjusting, forming. You know what I mean? Like they're just good at it. They're just good at it. Like they can get around things that most people can't, because this is the sport. The sport is always changing. There's always like twists and turns. There's injuries. There's something going on always. I mean, there's never a time where it's perfect. And if someone says they had a perfect training camp, I don't believe them, because nothing's perfect. Anyways, I come back here. I believe it was like September 7th or 8th. I come back, and the next day it was like Korean Thanksgiving. So I took the week off, and I went to go visit some family, spend some time with my wife and my kid, and I come back home. It's a fresh week. I'm doing like a little bit of running and then visiting with doctors. So the first doctor I went to right around the corner of my house, he's an orthopedic surgeon. So I went there and I told him like what's wrong, and he told me that I have I forgot what he told me, to be honest with you. But what he did was he gave me a shot. He took an X-ray. He looked at the X-ray and he's pointed to something on the side. I think it's tendonitis, right? So he did the shockwave therapy, and it's exactly the same thing that I did in Thailand with my physio over there, and he did that. That thing is a wonder, man. That thing works so well. It hurts when you're doing it, but it works. You know what I mean? It hurts, but it works. Let's write that on a t-shirt. And then he gave me a shot into my shoulder. So I was kind of skeptical of that, because I'm not into shots. I'm not into like really taking medicine too much unless I'm like really sick or I know what exactly is wrong with me. But he gave me a shot, and he also gave me some medicine. And I took the medicine, and then I had the shits that night. It was just, I don't know. So the next day I decided, my wife was saying, maybe you should not take the medicine and see what happens if you're sick or not. So that's what happened with that doctor. Now I'm gonna go see maybe one or two more doctors to see or to get their opinion on my shoulder, because this doctor didn't even tell me to get an MRI. He just took an X-ray, asked me some questions, and then gave me a shot, shock wave therapy, gave me a shot, and then gave me the medicine, told me to come back in a few days. So the next step is to go see another doctor, get a second opinion, see what he says, and kind of go from there. You know what I mean? If both of them, because this doctor was saying that I don't need surgery or nothing. He just said, just come and see me, and I'll fix your shoulder. So, but I want to see another doctor. I want to get their opinion and sort it out that way, because I don't believe every doctor. Like, you've seen a lot of athletes that get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opinions from different doctors, and then they eventually make a decision on what to do. Should they get surgery? Should they get rehab? What it is, what it is. That's what I want to kind of do myself. And then once I get that figured, I'm gonna start going to the gyms in Korea. So I make it my mission to visit some of these gyms, train at these gyms, and show you what training is like in Korea. At these gyms, at these high-level gyms. There's high-level gyms in Korea. I'm gonna go there, talk with the coaches, train with the fighters. Some of the gyms have UFC fighters. Some of the gyms have one championship fighters. Some of the gyms have, just up-and-coming kids fighting for Road FC or Double G, which are, local promotions. So I'm gonna get you like inside Korea and show what's the differences. Like what. Maybe there's cultural differences between Korea and like the way that the Western gyms do it. Even though the gym I was at was in Thailand, but it's run by Americans, UK guys, from there. New Zealand, that's more Western style. So I want to kind of dig into that, but at the same time, still training for a fight. I feel good. I just need to find the training for myself. The weight is no problem. When I arrived, I weighed myself the last couple of days. So basically, I was going back and forth from 77 kg to 78 kg. And then I've been as low as 76.5 kg, which is a good weight because I'm going to go fight at lightweight. So if I could get down to 74 kg or 73 kg, and then cut the weight for my fight, or cut the water, drain it out my body and make the weight 70 kg. I don't think that's a big problem. I spoke with Jordy, the fight dietitian, and he is going to make out a plan for me when I go back to Thailand for my 6-week camp. So the plan is, I will announce my fight. So I already talked to Will, who's the matchmaker, the president, the king of TFC, Thailand Fighting Championship. He's gonna line me up when I'm ready to get lined up. I'll make a little poster, or he'll make a poster, I don't know, and then I'll announce the fight. And then that next week I'll fly down to Phuket, get into a camp. It could be 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I don't know, 5 weeks, and then fight at Bangla Stadium in Patong. So the next vlog will be probably at a gym in Korea. I'm thinking Korean top team. We'll see.